Hello and welcome to another MCO update on Natgas. It's been a while, but nothing much has happened since the last update, or rather, the price has simply followed the roadmap we discussed in the last update. So now that we're getting to the next pivot, let's say to the next decision point, I think it's worth talking a little bit about the structure so that you're prepared for the next movements and also the relevant invalidation points. Yeah. I want to share with you my preferred scenario here on the Natgas chart. And yeah, I can tell you it hasn't really changed from the last video. I would still like to see let's say the white count actually play out. Overall, you might remember that we are tracking a 5-wave move up into the March high this year. So we have a 5-wave move up. So that indicates that a substantial low could have formed in February 2024. Afterwards, we already we talked about it, like this 3-wave move to the downside, which really is a little bit too small. I'm first of all in price, retracement, but also in terms of timing and duration to really be all of the wave 2. I mean, it's technically possible that this was all of the wave 1 and this was all of the wave 2 pullback, but it would be it's a little small. It's a little weak, that pullback. So I have my doubts that this was the entire correction. So anyway, we have this 3-wave corrective pullback, and the idea is that from here, that this was only the A wave of a larger wave 2. So obviously after a wave 1 in 5 waves, we expect the wave 2 pullback to play out. We have this standard support area. This initial decline was likely the A wave. Then we had a rally into resistance, but I think in the last video we already talked about it. This is likely just the A wave of the B wave. And I think what is important to recognize is that the initial, we talked about this support area back then. Really, if we could adjust it, it didn't do it obviously because I haven't covered it since then, but you see it did hold support in the pullback. I can remove that now, don't need it anymore. Important is it held a higher low. So the idea was this was an A wave. It actually looked like a 5-wave move up. Then here the B wave pullback. Might even put the A here, and then the B wave was a flat correction, and now we're likely in a C wave to the upside. So I haven't moved anything. We don't even need to move resistance. This is still unchanged, but I can remove the lower section of it because that's not useful anymore. So the resistance levels that now matter are $3.75, $3.98, and $4.36. And my idea is that we're now moving up in the C wave, and that C wave is likely it has to be a 5-wave move if this interpretation is correct. But 5 waves in itself are not bullish if they are part of a larger 3-wave move. So what I'm tracking here is that this is wave 1, wave 2. This here is potentially the 3rd. We always need to be careful, like with Natgas. There are simply too many different instruments. So you can't be too precise or try to be too precise with your wave counts. But I think we can make a case for this to be a 3rd. This might have been a 4th, and we could now be in the 5th wave to the upside. So one more high to complete wave C of B. And then I will, once we have that higher high, I will pay very close attention to any 5-wave move down, which could be wave 1 of circle wave C to the downside. To calculate, targets more precisely, what we can do, we can take the length of this A wave. We go to the low of the B wave, and then the first ideal target is located at $4.07. So this is based on internal structures, and the 100% extension points towards that, $4.07 level. It's an ideal target. It can go a bit higher. $4.34 would be the next level above, then $4.51 and $4.82. Remember, B waves can technically overshoot, so it's this blue zone that would be an ideal target zone. But I'd say probably more in the lower half. Yeah, that's at the moment the update on Natgas. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you're interested in updates on stocks, the S&P 500, the Nasdaq, the ES futures chart, but also gold and silver, check out our stocks membership. You can find the link in the description. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.